Judy Garland is a household name. Establishing herself as an actress and singer from a very young age, she grew up as America's favorite kid sister, sometimes referred to as Little Miss Show Business. Appearing in 35 films throughout her career, she was recognized for both her acting and singing talents, often thought of as one of the greatest American entertainers. Born on the 10th of June 1922 in Minnesota as Frances Ethel Gum, Garland was the youngest of 3 daughters. Garland and her family moved to California when she was just 4 years old. Her career as a performer seemed almost inevitable as her parents were both vaudevillians who ran a cinema. Her first public performance was at the age of 2 years old, embracing her family's love of singing, acting, and dancing. It wasn't long before she collaborated with her siblings, forming the Gum Sisters, with Garland herself fondly referred to as Baby Gum. The acting and dancing trio were managed by their mother, who arranged for them to perform at multiple shows whilst accompanying them on piano. 2 years later, they were part of a dance school that opened the door for them to appear in their first film, The Big Review. They continued working on a handful of short films and eventually changed their name to the Garland Sisters in 1934, after the industry dubbed Gum too comical for 3 sisters, and a more appealing name was needed. However, by 1935, the Garland Sisters ended their career as a trio when one of Garland's sisters moved away to get married. This meant that Garland was able to embark on a career as a solo artist at the young age of 13. She was signed to MGM for a movie contract. As much as Garland was known for acting, it was her singing talents that brought in viewers and listeners. A distinctive voice as a contralto vocalist, Garland's tone and texture were rich and warm, appealing to many. She had the versatility to sing soft and sweet, or contrast it with something more full and bright. She could express herself emotively, even at a young age, singing with ease and natural power. Even when she opted for her belting range, the clarity and richness of her voice was still there, never taking away from her unique vocal. Her first real recognition would begin with a radio appearance on Zing Went the Strings of My Heart that many would come to associate her with. However, shortly after that, her father passed away. Even after her father died, she was continually booked for more film roles, launching her into stardom. Her first role was in Pigskin Parade, followed a couple of years later with Love Finds Andy Hardy, alongside co-star Mickey Rooney, and they became popular as a duo. Despite the success, Garland was still young, and her daily life was filled with immense pressure from the amount of work she had to do, but also the mental challenges from the film studios, who remarked on her appearance, pressuring her to lose weight. Not only did this cause major insecurities within herself, but they even went as far as giving her amphetamines to control her weight and boost her energy levels. On top of this, she was often given substances to help her sleep. This would negatively impact her life in her later years as she began abusing drugs. Her real breakthrough to stardom and fame was when she was cast as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz at 16 years old, a role that would identify her career. A combination of her singing talents and her acting skills resonated with a huge audience. Her most associated song would become Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The film and song became a huge critical success, with Garland winning an Academy Award for an Academy Juvenile Award for her role as Dorothy. After the major success of The Wizard of Oz, Garland was booked for more musicals, appearing in Strike Up the Band, Babes on Broadway, and For Me and My Gal, where she co-starred alongside actor Gene Kelly. Throughout this time, she was married and divorced twice, dealing with the trauma of 2 abortions and giving birth to her first daughter, Liza Minnelli, who I've made a video about too. After a second divorce, she began to emotionally break down. Being constantly forced to work through the use of medication from a young age had finally taken its toll on Garland. Due to her emotional breakdown, which included attempts of suicide, she became unpredictable and was soon dropped from her contract with MGM. 1951 saw Garland try to piece her career back together, which she did with the help of producer Sid Luft. She embarked on a 4-month tour around the UK and Ireland and became a huge part of her comeback success. During this time, she also gave birth to a daughter and a son. By 1954, she was back on the screen, this time in the remake of the 1937 film A Star is Born. She was renewed with enthusiasm as plans for the film were made alongside her then husband, but as filming began, she gradually gravitated back to her old habits, appearing late for shooting or not showing up at all. The film was a critical and commercial success. Her performance of The Man That Got Away was one of her best performances and earned her a nomination for an Academy Award. Her success would only continue further, starring in Judgment at Nuremberg, where she received Oscar and Golden Globe nominations. Garland's concert at Carnegie Hall became a highlight of her career, with the two-record album, Judy at Carnegie Hall, becoming certified gold, sitting in the Billboard charts for a staggering 95 weeks. Not only this, but she took home her first and only Grammy Awards, winning Album of the Year, which made her the first woman to win the award, and she also won the Best Female Solo Vocal Performance. She was given a posthumous award for the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award nearly 4 decades later. In 1961, Garland embraced a new venture for a television series named The Judy Garland Show, showcasing Garland's vocal ability. She even brought her 2 daughters on stage to perform and reunited with her old co-star Mickey Rooney and sang alongside Oscar and Grammy Award winner Barbra Streisand. After this ended, she would continue to be in high demand as an entertainer, appearing on Broadway once again in At Home at the Palace, which received critical acclaim. She then flew to London to perform at London's Talk of the Town. Sadly, this would be the beginning of the end for Garland. The struggles that had plagued her throughout her life caught up with her. Her tragic death in 1969 was considered accidental, an overdose of barbiturates, and it believed the drugs had been taken over a long time. Her life had sadly been filled with both physical and mental illness, from kidney ailments, breakdowns, hepatitis, exhaustion, and the fluctuation of her weight imposed by the studio. And yet, despite all her suffering, Judy Garland was so inspiring to so many, recognized as one of the greatest female stars of the golden age of Hollywood cinema. She still continues to be admired by generations. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.